Hey, hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a high guard kind of day. On our play for this week, High Guard is out and confirmed not Concord 2. And PlayStation's first state of play of 2026 is rumored for next month. Happy early Valentine Day. All this and more. This episode of Press X Start. No, wait. Oh, Lord. You know, we have technical difficulties all the time. That's just how we do. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, DJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices. I am joined by.
John MF Ross.
What does the MF stand for?
Bald nigga. I'm sorry.
Now you know who we are and the fact that we do both have hair and it's real. That actually kind of hurt, damn. This is Press X to Start Gamers Digest, a video game news show that connects the most important gaming news from this past week into an hour-long meal just for you. We are live on YouTube every week around this time because this is when we can carve out time in our busy life because, boy, life is hard.
But snowstorms are easy.
Oof, that shoveling, boy. Oof. Do you have like electric shovel thing?
So I bought one because I had advance notice. You know, for my weather plug. So I bought an electric snow blower.
Ooh.
Yeah. What's funny is I was in Home Depot Saturday. The snow was supposed to start at like 6-ish. I was in it like 4-ish, and this silly ass lady was asking them where their snow blowers are. Ma'am, this is the 11th hour, and now you're trying to get one? They're sold out.
She said, I'm gonna risk it all. That's funny. Oh yeah, I have one of those normal manual shovels, and boy, I was just like, you know what? I think it's fucking last year I deal with this.
As you've seen, my driveway is far too large for that.
Hey, absolutely. I wouldn't recommend doing that manually ever. Never. All right. Yeah, you know, shoveling snow is sort of like playing a game, but you lose all the time. I don't know. Don't forget you can support us by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell. If you are listening, please, we'd appreciate you. One, listening, because we had this whole technical issue thing with the uploading of the podcast. So we're missing like a couple of months. So figuring that out. But yeah, you know, once that kicks back in and you start listening, just, you know, say, hey, what's up? We're glad to be back. Leave us a review. Tell us how much you missed us. And then tell a friend about us. Also, you can be like, hey, they also have a YouTube thing. You can check that out too. So yeah. Appreciate it. And if you want, you can join our conversation where we talk about the latest game news, the fact that we're all doing this whole Fantasy Critic League thing again. One of the people in the group picked HighGuard, and he actually might make out something of like a bandit, depending on how that reviews, which is interesting.
Yeah, let me go check that.
Yeah. And actually, I think, Sean, you have.
Yeah, no, actually, I picked it. Yeah, but I picked HighGuard, yeah.
Oh, look at you. Okay. All right. I thought it was Savion that picked that. No. Okay. Sean's in an early lead. Okay. I mean, that's if it's gonna review fine. It's gonna review fine.
It says it needs more reviews. Yeah, like Concord would have reviewed fine if it just released.
We'll get into it. All right. You're so close. You're right there. I just want to say, if you want to join our Discord and join all the conversations, you can join by going to pressx2start.com/Discord. All right, now let's jump into the gaming news with number one. HighGuard release was a massive launch showcase trailer. This comes to us from Windows Central by way of Brendan Lowry. So yeah, we don't need to talk about it. This is just a way of introducing us to almost said Concord. Wow, introducing us to HighGuard, and we can talk about it. So they had this launch showcase where they're going to tell you basically how to play the game. You could also play the tutorial in the game and figure out how to play the game. It's a free-to-play game, so pretty much anyone can jump in. Let me go ahead and describe the game, that we could talk about it. I played the tutorial. I played one match. To describe this game, it is a 3v3 PvP, sort of like capture the flag / base building / search and destroy, like a Call of Duty type thing where you bomb the base essentially, right?
Yeah.
That's sort of what this game is. It happens in about 3 or 4 phases. So the first phase, you are reinforcing your base. Like when you spawn into the map, the first thing you do is reinforce your base. The second phase, you go out in the world and you collect resources, as in you find better weapons to use.
You can fight during that phase as well.
Yeah. You can encounter the opponents, but like the maps are huge and it's just 3 other people. So like the probability of encountering them is pretty low unless you like go straight towards their base and you want to fight them. But the point of that phase is to collect resources. Like you are collecting shields for when you do fight in the next phase. You're finding upgrades to your weapons, as in like rarity levels. So you start with a common level weapon. You might find a blue, a green, a purple, orange, yellow as like legendary. And then you collect all that stuff. If you want, you can take that stuff back to your base and continue reinforcing your base. But this phase, I believe, is like 2 minutes. The first phase, I think it's like 1 to 2 minutes. And then the third phase is the game will announce a shield breaker has spawned. And a shield breaker is essentially the capture the flag element of this game, where you see it pinged on your map in game, and you run over and grab that thing. You take that shield breaker thing, which is a sword in this game, and you take that sword to the enemy base's shields. And there's 2 points where you can put that sword in like a little slot in the shield, and it'll have like a little countdown, I think like maybe 10, 15 seconds. And then that shield breaker will literally break the shield, and it summons this giant like battering ram kind of thing that like hits the shield and it breaks the shield. And once that shield's broken, then you can go into the base. Most likely that's when you will encounter the enemy combatants. And your point is to bomb 2 different like generators in the base. And if you bomb both of those generators in that phase, then you win the match.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It really is a lot. And I think because like Sean and I were talking about this before the podcast, and I have a lot of feelings about this. I played a match, as I said earlier. It was after I played the tutorial, and the tutorial gives you a very good like flow of like, this is how this works. So like once you get into the actual match itself, you have an understanding of what you're supposed to be doing at all phases, right? And it is a thing of, I like how different this game is in terms of what we're used to playing, in terms of just jumping in, either it be a battle royale, either it be like team deathmatch or extraction shooter or whatever that we're doing like right now. My worry is it does take kind of long to get to the actual PvP part of this game, because you're base building, you're looting stuff, and then you're fighting the people, and it's just kind of like, I don't know how well this game will be at grabbing the attention of people who are playing Arc Raiders, who are playing Battlefield 6, who happen to be stuck still, unfortunately, playing Call of Duty. Like, I don't know how this game will pull those players away, especially with, as Sean said, how complicated this whole like game system is just for one match. And the fact that these matches can go from like 8 or 9 minutes to about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
With that last phase where you're trying to bomb the 2 parts of the base or whatever, if you fail, it kicks you back to a resource gathering phase, and then you do that, and then you find the shield breaker again, and then you try to bomb the base again, and like that will run back, and the different aspects of the match will like decrease, so like you have less health to like play with, so you can die quicker. It basically is trying to get someone to win this game in a faster way once it starts like looping. I don't know. I think the game is cool. I lost focus there. I definitely do not think that this game is a Concord. Like, it is going to survive. I just quickly pulled up the Steam numbers for today, seeing how the game came out today. Right now, it's about at 30,000 players. The all-time peak was 97,000 players. These numbers are pretty low. There's no way around that. Like, I mentioned these numbers to Sean, and Sean was like, yeah, people are playing Arc Raiders right now. And it's like, yeah, they are. They literally are playing Arc Raiders right now. Like, that's part of the pie, right?
My entire algorithm now, like every other thing, is an Arc Raiders clip, and
yeah,
they're very good clips. It's almost like yeah, in Battlefield, no game is ever the same. It's kind of like that, where you just Arc Raiders is living off his player interactions, and HighGuard may be good, but you're not interacting with other players, it seems like, for a good 60% of the time.
Yeah. And
I don't think it's going to be a streamable game.
Yeah, I think you're totally right on that in terms of Arc Raiders. It is perfect for capturing those moments because you really are creating your own stories when you're playing that game. Like, the things you do, the encounters you have are very unique because you're dealing with players in different situations, so on and so forth. Whereas HighGuard is definitely not that. HighGuard is very structured in terms of what you're doing at all times, that you're less likely to have those moments of like, oh, that was actually kind of funny, or like, oh, that was like super cool, unless you get like, you wipe out the whole team with your ult or your abilities or whatever, and then it's just like, okay, whatever. That's a thing that you do in this game, which could be cool. The other thing to note, HighGuard, if you don't know, it is a hero shooter. So I think you have about 10 heroes to pick from, around 10, I think. I'm trying to remember the actual character select screen. Each character has a ability, and then they have an ult, which is an ultimate ability. And it's Arc, or let's say it's Arc Raiders. It's Apex Legends, right? So it's like that, but the art style is more realistic. So I understand why we did it, because they wanted to get away from it looking like Apex Legends. I get that. But the game does have a weird generic haze with the art style, for me at least, where I'm just like, man, this looks like they just smoothed out all the personality out of these characters, and just like, I don't like the characters from Apex Legends. They had a style, like those characters had a flair to them that made them look cool.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't really get that from these characters, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, Apex had a lot of personality at launch.
Yes,
just immediately.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's like, the other thing in this game is that they give you a free like war chest that has like 44 items or whatever in it, which is nice. And it's a way of like, getting people engaged and meaning like, oh, here's some skins and stuff. My only problem is that I unlocked the chest, but I couldn't figure out where to view the stuff, where to view all the items or whatever. So eventually I just kind of gave up. I'm like, whatever, I'll figure that out later. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I want to talk about in this game? My main critique about this game, I thought the movement is great because it's pulling from Apex, so you can run, you can jump, you can slide, you can use zip line. You double tap your jump button to summon your mount. And in this game, you can have either a horse as a mount, a panther, a bear, or a griffin. And each of those animals have like different skins. So that's another way of like monetizing all this stuff. But when you're on your mount, you move pretty quickly. You move a lot quicker than you do on foot.
Is it limited? Or can you not?
It's not. No. It's unlimited. But your mount.
Why would you ever get off of it?
Because shooting on your mount is a lot harder. So like they kind of zero in the aiming, so like you can't freely like look to the left or right that easily when you're shooting.
Gotcha.
But also your mount is a bigger target, so people can shoot your mount and essentially kill it, but put it on cooldown essentially. So you'd kind of be not stranded because you can still move pretty good, but like it could just be a problem if you don't have your mount and you're trying to get somewhere. The main issue that I had was the fact that because it took so long to get to the actual combat, when I had to actually shoot a person and like kind of get used to like, oh, how quickly they can move versus how quickly I can move.
Yep.
It felt kind of awkward. And it's like, it's a thing of, I don't know if it was of, oh, maybe the bullet registering is not really precise because this game just launched or something, but it did feel kind of like, I died there where I definitely thought I shot this person a lot of times. And I couldn't, for where I'm at right now with my memory in this game, I don't remember there being like damage numbers to know like, oh, this gun is a 4-shot kill or 5-shot kill. Like that stuff I don't know. So maybe the person just had a stronger gun than I did, but it felt like, I don't know. But that was the thing that was just like, oh, okay, whatever, that's fine. And again, like I've only played one full game of this game, so I do want to go back and play more and like get a better sense of this. So that will happen in the future. But
anyway,
yeah, that's HighGuard. It's definitely not a Concord thing. I don't think this is going to take the world by storm in any way, shape, or form. But I do think that there will be a niche. This will fit into a particular niche of players who do like really thinking about the things they're doing in this kind of game. So, yeah. Number 2. State of Play coming in February. This comes to us as a rumor from NateTheHate on X. That's pretty much it for that. But it's not surprising because that's what PlayStation normally does. They normally have a State of Play within the first 3 months of the year. So it coming next year makes sense. I'm trying to think like, this would probably be the Saros State of Play, right?
Saros got pushed back to April.
Oh, it did.
So
this is probably Marathon then.
Yeah, Saros April 30th. Marathon is coming out in March.
March of like March 5th or something.
About to look it up. Yeah, 5th of March.
Okay. Yeah, this is probably a Marathon State of Play then.
Well, I probably won't be watching it then. No, we will. We will for the news.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna check it out to see what they got to show. Although, like, it is kind of weird because Bungie has been doing a lot of marketing for this game now, where they're showing stuff constantly and dropping stuff constantly. So it's just like, what else do they really have to show for a State of Play? But I could be wrong.
The only thing I'm interested in is this DualSense, theme controller that they got coming out.
The controller.
Yeah, it looks pretty. Yeah, it looks pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see with that. Yeah, we also are waiting for official confirmation first before we're like, yeah, we'll see. But yes, part A to this. PlayStation 6 release date is likely to be delayed longer than forecast suggests, analyst says. This comes from VGC, and I like to say, yeah. I literally just wanted to include this in here just to be like, yeah, that there's nothing out of line about that kind of thinking. Like, we have the chips or the graphics card thing being the issue. We have Nvidia pulling out of the gaming sector. AMD is following suit. They're going to need time to figure out where they're going to have these manufacturers produce these chips and stuff for the next PlayStation. So also, do you have an issue with your PS5, Sean?
I mean, considering I just bought the Pro, no.
Well, yeah, okay.
Mine
Well,
is
yeah,
fine.
even
What
that,
do you
right?
mean? Like as far as like keeping it for longer?
No, like that. Like, do you look at your system and be like, man, this thing is out of date?
Nah. COVID kind of slowed down the whole generation and scalpers, so we're just seeing. It takes a while for developers to really max out a system, so we're actually seeing them properly use it now, and we barely have any exclusives still.
I mean, but that's my thing. It's like, I feel like this year, right? The games
Hmm.
that are probably going to be taxing to the PS5 will be GTA 6, maybe Wolverine, depending on how like crazy that game gets with like all the healing and all that stuff. Like,
I doubt it, just because they're a first party developer. Same with Soros. They will have all the optimization in the world.
well, yeah. What I mean tax, I mean like what's going to really show off the PS5. Be like, oh,
Oh, okay.
like this is something that can't be done on a PS4, or like that kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff. Where it's
yeah, yeah.
like we really don't get that often, just because of the fact that these developers need to have these games released on the previous generation to make the money to compensate for how much money they're spending to make these games. Yeah, but it is like, with all that being the case, PS6 doesn't seem like a thing that needs to happen next year. Like, that seems crazy.
But I'll get it anyway.
Nothing will stop you from getting the PS6. Yes. All right. Before we jump into some more GTA 6 news, hey, you doing great? We're doing great. Good. Be great with us and like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. If you notice that the actual podcast side of this, you haven't seen any audio in the past months, is because there was an issue and we're fixing that right now. Right as we speak, it's not. Look, man, life is hard, as I said in the beginning of the show. We're gonna get it right. So you'll be able to check that stuff out. Do the thing like tell a friend, leave us a review. Let us know that you appreciate that we're back and you can listen to us while you're shoveling snow, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I've rambled long enough. Number 3, GTA 6 may not have a physical version on day one to avoid leaks, reports claim. So, this comes from VGC. Let me get the name of this person. Chris Scullion. So, Take-Two and Rockstar may hold back the release of the physical version of GTA 6 to avoid spoilers. That's according to Polish site ppe.pl, whose insider previously correctly leaked information on the release date of Oblivion remastered physical copies, the Switch 2 port of Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and the PS5 port of Microsoft Flight Simulator. According to the leaker, who ppe.pl says handles physical game sales in Europe, Take-Two still has no plans for a physical edition of the game, at least at release. While it appears inevitable that the game will get a physical release, the reports claim that it may appear on consoles digitally first, with a physical version following later. This could only be a few weeks after release, or as far back as 2027. What's your thoughts on this? What's your feelings on this?
I understand it. I get it. It makes sense because apparently that's what Nintendo also does with their stuff is delay
the physical.
Yeah. And considering people have been waiting for this for, do you want to say 13 years? 13 years since the last one? This is going to be an event. This is going to be on. This is going to be competing with Trump administration on the news channels. And he's going to do some bad shit stuff to outshine them.
He ain't gonna like it. Oh, he ain't gonna like it at all.
Yeah.
No.
I
Oh
get it.
man.
You will not be able to escape this whenever it comes out, provided that they don't delay it again.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
not mad at them. I wasn't going to get a physical version anyway. But surprisingly, apparently GTA 5 still sells about like I saw a guy saying he worked at GameStop and they keep the physical copy of GTA 5 in stock because they sell about 30 a week. So
Dang.
in the year of our Lord 2026, they're still moving numbers, which I don't know. Someone becomes old enough to play the game every day, I guess.
Wait, hold up. I should have read this quote and I didn't read this quote.
Hmm?
Okay, we're getting conflicting reports. Some say a physical version will arrive 3 to 4 weeks after digital release, while others say it won't happen until early 2027.
Yeah,
More
I see it being
information.
like a week or so after, but go ahead.
No, wait. More information will be available in mid-February. What was our previous story? A state of play in February. You think GTA 6 is going to be in that state of play?
It's a reach, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Nah, because they need Marathon. That would outshine Marathon.
Oh God, you're right. Yeah. He's like, Mara, what?
They need
shit outta
Marathon
here.
to sell. They need it to sell. So no.
Yeah, no, yeah. Okay, that's a good point. Plus, to put GTA 6 in anything PlayStation, it better be a showcase and not a state of play. I mean, would they be crazy enough to do that though? I don't know. But yeah, like I hey, look, I download pretty much 90% of my games digitally anyway, so like this is nothing new for me. The flip side though is whenever they put that was it pre-download or whatever that thing is that allow you to download the game before the actual release date,
Yeah.
they better give people enough time to actually be able to download the game that they buy.
Why would they not?
Because it's going to blow the servers like completely backwards times 5. Like I don't even think there's going to be a server out there right now that we have that could handle the amount of push to download it's going to have to take when this game is available to download. Like that's going to be crazy. But as they say, they want to avoid spoilers, which I don't.
I care about the story in GTA.
I mean, yeah, that I get, but it's just like I don't know.
This isn't like Call of Duty where everybody just skips the story to hop on the multiplayer. We don't even know multiplayer will be available at first.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I guess that's a good point too. They could like do that delayed thing that they did
because GTA 5 Online wasn't available at first either.
Yeah,
so
they gave us time to beat the story. Okay, all right. I believe them. I guess at least for now. Number 4, Xbox Developer Direct 2026 recap. Everything revealed, including a surprise Double Fine game. This comes us from Xbox Wire. So yes, last week they had the Xbox Developer Direct, and it showed that there was going to be, or they promoted it as showing 3 games, but we all knew that there'd be at least a 4th, possibly a 5th game. Turns out there was a fourth game. The game they showed was Fable, Forza Horizon 6, Beast of Reincarnation, which is from the Pokemon Game Freak studio, and then Kiln, which is a Double Fine game. That was the like surprise title. Did you watch this?
No.
I don't remember if we talked about.
No,
Okay.
I have no.
Yeah.
No
So
interest.
no, I watched it, and I think this was a very good direct. Right? They had
Yeah.
4 games, so it was plenty of time for them to focus on these games. There was no real like fluff. There was no real downtime to this. I think if anything, I would say the one game that was kind of like to was Kiln. And it is the thing of I don't think it was a bad game. I just think that in terms of the production quality, in terms of the like graphical fidelity, that was the game that really stood out in the negative. I was like, oh, this looks not that great compared to Beast of Reincarnation, compared to Fable, compared to Forza Horizon 6. And it's just like, although Kiln looks fun. It looks like a fun game. So I'm just gonna go down the list. So Beast of Reincarnation is gonna launch in summer 2026. That's going to launch. Oh wait, no. Okay, so that is right. No, it's gonna launch everywhere. Why doesn't? Oh, because it's Xbox Wire. Come on, guys. Like, put the PlayStation stuff on here. Like Xbox already gave up the ghost.
They
Like,
will
come on.
not. They will
That's
not.
crazy. So yeah, Beast of Reincarnation is gonna launch everywhere. It's summer 2026. That game looks cool. It looks like a PG version of Stellar Blade in a weird way. They're also in the trailer, they were showing a bunch of stuff of like, this is what this story is going to be like. This is what the combat is going to be like. And then they did the Clair Obscur thing where it's like, surprise, there is like a turn-based mechanic in this with the wolf pet thing that you get. And it's just like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. So like you can pause the combat. You can pause the combat and you give the wolf commands, and the wolf will do like a cool thing to interact with what you're doing. And it's like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I mean, other than that, there is just a running joke of like, oh, Game Freak can make high fidelity games. Stares at Pokemon in anger. So
It's not their fault.
it's not.
You have Nintendo, you have the Pokemon Company, you have Game Freak.
Yeah.
It's a lot of control over that. So
Yeah. Also, their budgets for the Pokemon games are like really small. It's like $20 million or something like that. So they're literally.
I mean, you can do a lot with that. So, nah.
It takes it's a lot of money to pay people. I think that's what the issue is. It takes a lot of money to pay people, unless you
I
don't.
suppose.
Unless you don't. But yeah, the next game on this list is Fable. This really looked really cool. It's supposed to be coming everywhere. Oh no, okay, PlayStation is on here. Let me look up. Scroll to. Why is it not in the Beast of Reincarnation thing when it's that trailer is on the PlayStation YouTube channel? Anyways, whatever. So yeah, Fable was for me was the showstopper of this whole like developer direct. I think this was a really cool trailer for the game, although the combat looked kind of like it's fine. It's the RPG mechanics that really is like the big thing for this game, and it's like the morality system is handled differently, where there's just a bunch of I guess adjectives to describe like who you are and like what you're doing. So like, oh, you're rich, like you're a prick, or like you're a whatever the British term is for prick, whatever that's what they use. But it's like, oh, that's interesting. It's like yeah, okay, yeah, right, yeah. So it's just like the things you do will affect that, and like you can marry, you can have kids, I think, but I think that's you can also do that in the old Fable games. I never played Fable. It was never a thing that I played. So I'm a different person now, though. But it looks interesting. Forza Horizon 6. I'm sorry, guys. It's a driving game. You just race. You're in Tokyo now versus in Mexico with 5 or whatever. It looks cool. It had me in my Midnight Club Street Racing feelings for a little bit. It is a thing of like, as much as I'd like to get it, I don't know how long I'd play it. And then because I think of that, I'm like, is it really worth me picking this thing up? But that's releasing May 19th, 2026, and it's going to come to PS5 later on in the year. Also, Fable is in fall of 2026, no actual date. And then the last game is Kilm, what's going to be launching in spring of 2026, coming everywhere. This is a arena brawler type game where you make a pot and your goal is to collect water in that pot and put out the other team's like furnace, and you're able to craft your own kind of pot, whatever your mind brilliantly thinks of.
Pot, you
And
say?
yes, yes. Bong shapes are allowed, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like they just allow whatever you want. But it looks interesting. It is a thing of like, oh, this could be a party game, sort of. I don't
Yeah.
think it's like couch co-op. I think it's just online. But I don't know. It did the least for me. But yeah, that's the developer direct. Did any of this do it for you?
No, not at all. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I mean, I think for me, my number one was Fable. My number two was probably Beast of Reincarnation, and then 3 it would just be Forza, and 4 would be Kilm. Like, yeah, I think the Fable trailer it did the most. Oh, I guess the other thing to mention is that in the previous trailers for the game, you encounter a giant, and it seems like he wasn't always a giant. Like something happened, he became giant, and then like in the game, you can choose to either keep him alive, as in not kill him, or kill
Yeah.
him. And there's ramifications for both, because like if you kill him, it's like, oh, there's this giant dead body in the town now. It's like, how do they deal with this? Versus not killing him, it's like, oh, he's a giant that is just doing stuff, and it's like, oh, what if he accidentally steps on someone? Like, how is that handled? So there's a lot of RPG mechanics that kind of tingles my Boulder Gate 3 senses. But the question is, like, how deep is that going to go? Because they mentioned like there's like 600 or 1,000 like characters in the game that you can talk to and interact with, and it's just like, that's a lot, and that often means like, oh, this shit's gonna be shallow. So we'll see. And then two other things to kind of like go in with this. Part A, rumor: Xbox might be planning a second developer direct showcase for 2026. This comes to us from PureXbox by way of, wait a minute, Friedrich Gilbert. I'll just read from the top. It's fine. Over the past few years, oh wait a minute, let me just switch over to this. Over the past few years, the Xbox Developer Direct Showcases has always taken place around the same time in mid-late January, and the 2026 version of this event was no exception. However, with this year's marking the 25th anniversary of Xbox and so many exciting first-party games on the horizon for Microsoft, it's been rumored that they're exploring the possibility of a second Direct in 2026. This is coming from Windows Central Jez Corden, who said the following on the Xbox 2 podcast. I've heard that they are exploring doing another one this year. Don't be surprised if we do get another developer direct this year at some point. Don't know when. I heard specifically developer direct is is what they're exploring for this year, but we'll see what happens. I mean, cool.
What could they possibly have to reveal?
Well, with the likes of Halo campaign involved, Gears of War E-Day, Clockwork Revolution, and others coming other upcoming Xbox first party games, missing out at January's developer direct, we can see why a second version could make sense later this year. Answered your question, right? Yeah, I mean, my thing is at this point, I don't necessarily understand the point of these Xbox Directs. I mean, I guess I understand the point because you are still marketing to. Oh, I'm by myself.
I'm still here.
Did I? Oh, yeah, your camera went.
Yep.
Okay.
I need to stop fiddling with stuff.
Just press it.
Yep.
All right, wait, move over to your right a little bit then. There we go. Yeah, it's like I just like you're releasing your games on PlayStation, right? You're gonna get more of an audience if you put your game on the PlayStation's like state of play or whatever. So just do that. But if you have this developer X, you're still accessing the audience of Xbox people who know to go to this developer directs and watch it. So I get it. It's just kind of like, all right, sure. Yeah, and then the other thing, the part B to the developer direct stuff was Xbox says it wants to be more consistent with the PS5 release timing in the future. This comes from VGC by way of Andy Robinson. So this makes sense because they have seen in the past how much money the games make on the PlayStation side. And right now, Xbox/Microsoft is in the business of making money to recoup from buying Activision for Call of Duty. Who's not
That is a unique sheet to balance when you have some coming from subscribers who are paying quote unquote nothing to play the game, and you have
Yeah.
I'm just curious how that works.
Yeah. It is a thing of because that Game Pass money should be going to supporting all of the developers who are providing games for Game Pass, and who are being paid to put their games on Game Pass. But it's just like there's no way Game Pass money can do all that and also pay off the Activision stuff without them increasing how many people are on Game Pass, and we know that that's not happening. So they are in a pickle, unfortunately. But yeah, like they know that they have to get these games on PlayStation as soon as possible, especially with Forza 6 arriving later on PS5. It's just like they're going to miss people by doing that because depending on how late it is, it could interfere with like a Wolverine coming out or GTA 6 being out. And it's just like, well, those people, no one's going to play your game because everybody's going to be playing GTA 6.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Well, they will see. I won't see because I don't necessarily care. Number 5, 34-year game developer veteran says Clair Obscur Expedition 33 ruined his worldview because Sandfall had a bunch of junior devs finding shortcuts to make an RPG that looks AAA. This comes from GamesRadar by way of Dustin Bailey. So this is actually really interesting. So I'm just going to go ahead and just read from this thing. Last year, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 showed that a studio outside of the traditional AAA studio could... You know what? I'm just going to jump to the quote. Okay, so this is a quote from... whatever.
TH Mylars, I'll call it that.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Last week, I learned that the guys behind Expedition 33 hired a lot of newbies, people who didn't make a game before. Oh, and
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. And now my worldview is ruined, and I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Certainly, there is some experience on Sandfall team, creative director.
Guillaume Bruch. I don't know.
Yeah,
Best I can.
Hey, your guess was way better than mine. For example, worked at Ubisoft for several years before founding the studio, but many members of the core development team were pretty new to making games. Oh, this is not the quote I thought it was going to be. Okay. The astronauts is a little smaller, even.
It doesn't make sense because she's skipping around. Ultimately, I'll read the meat and potatoes of it.
So real quick, because this happened last week, and I didn't mention that. Like, I've set my window to read on a read mode, so it strips out the text or it strips out the images and stuff and just has a text. But obviously, it's not 100% because I am missing stuff. So yeah,
it depends on how they code the.
Yeah.
Ultimately, he said, when you actually look at Expedition 33 from a designer's point of view, there's an incredible amount of smart decisions that allow them to make a game that looks AAA, but is in reality full of shortcuts. One example of these smart decisions is that enemies don't have faces. That means substantially less work in animating those faces. Then there are cutscenes. I couldn't understand how such a small studio could produce such high quality cinematics. But then when you watch it, 99% of these cutscenes are actually just theater plays, meaning that characters do not interact with the environment. It's just a person talking to another person. If the characters don't have to interact with, say, a chair in a scene, then getting the scene to look just right is a whole lot easier. It's absolutely full to the brim with really smart ideas, but in order to make these ideas, you first need to understand how games work. You need to have this experience in order to find these shortcuts. So apparently there's a couple of really, really talented individuals in that studio who are finding all these ways to make this game appear way bigger than it really is. This is something I've been saying for a long time if people have been listening to the cast.
Mm-hmm.
Developers now have too much headway and too much resources, and it makes them I'm not going to say they're lazy because they're doing crunch time, but they are. It's almost like the advent of AI where, it's spitting out incorrect things or, AI is hallucinating and you don't bother to go behind and check because you just, this was the output. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Back in the day, I hate to say that back in the day, back in the 8-bit and 16-bit days, 32-bit days, developers had to find workarounds around limitations. Those were hardware limitations. This is financial and resource limitations, and you see what comes out of it when you're constrained to something, and you have to get creative.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, like it's like for you to not call them lazy. It's like I understand what you're saying. It's the fact that
you get comfortable. You rest on your laurels. You get comfortable. They're not lazy.
Yeah, no. It's they're able to brute force an idea, whereas back in the day they had to be creative to execute that idea. And like that is legitimately the difference between game design now versus game design back then, where it's just like you have this like amazing world or this amazing music or like this amazing like character stuff in 16-bit like graphics.
Yeah.
You're just like, how are they able to do this? And it's just like they had to figure out how to do it. Like they literally had to figure out ways of getting that done. Where it's like now it's like because all the tools are pretty much there for you and you have enough graphic power, you have enough hardware power to like make whatever you want happen. That particular type of creativity is just not there anymore.
I give you two perfect examples of creativity trumping technology. Silent Hill. there was supposed to be no fog, but that was just a limitation of PlayStation. A lot of people are saying that the atmosphere
Yep.
just isn't the same with the remake. Same with oh god, Final Fantasy.
Oh.
Um the original, just they're showing you too much of Sephiroth now. He does not have that same
Oh, yeah.
zhuzh as he did on the PSX days. The whole music apparently is the whole vibe of it is different just because they're just showing off now. Look at all this
Hmm.
technology, and they're not realizing why certain things were done, even though it was a limitation to make it better.
Yeah. 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 So it is just, and it's the thing of like that sort of knowledge doesn't carry on because there's no use for that knowledge anymore because you don't have to think in those ways. You don't have to be creative in those ways unless you are a part of a small studio and you have to get crafty like that to enact your vision, or in this case, don't give any of the enemies like faces so we don't have to worry about animating them. We can put our time animating the people that matter in this story. So it's like, oh, that makes sense. Like that's actually a really cool like time saving hack, I guess.
Mm.
So yeah, that's cool. Um Uncool news. Number 6, Ubisoft details major company reset. 6 games canned, 7 delayed, and 2 studios closed. This comes to us from VGC by way of Andy Robinson. Ah, um, Assassin's Creed publisher Ubisoft has detailed a major reset for the company that will see its creative operations split into 5 separate divisions. Essentially, they're trying to mimic the whole Square Enix creative, what is it, creative department or creative house thing that they do.
Hmm.
But of course, worse. The organizational structuring, which has been in the works for a year, is designed to help the French publisher reclaim its creativity leadership and drive a sharp rebound, it said on Wednesday, following a turbulent few years of disappointing games launching and plummeting stock value, which recently resulted in a minority sale to Tencent. As a result, 6 games have been canned, 7 delayed, and 2 studios closed, the company confirmed during a media briefing attended by VGC. The six canceled games did not meet Ubisoft's new enhanced quality expectations. It said, including the much delayed Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake, a mobile title, and 4 other unannounced games, including 3 original IPs. Okay, let me ask you a question. Um, did you like Prince of Persia: Sands of Time?
Didn't play it.
Okay,
I never
I
got into Prince of Persia past the original back on whatever the hell that was, the original PC.
okay. I'm. Hey, look, this is gonna be a hot take. I don't think Prince of Persia was that great.
Mm.
Like, hey man, like we're all unique butterflies or snowflakes or what? Not snowflakes. Snowflakes have bad connotation nowadays. We're all unique butterflies, right?
Yep.
I played Prince of Persia and I was like, man, this game is cheeks. The
I
combat
think
wasn't
it
great.
is nostalgia, and yeah, it was just nostalgia and playing at a time where there wasn't too much competition in that space.
Yeah, yeah. And like the biggest, most impressive thing that game had was the ability to rewind time with the sands. And it's like, oh, that part was cool. Everything else, kind of cheeks. The whole platforming, like jumping and like having to time your jumps and stuff, it was cheeks. They tried to go, they tried to be like a Mario, and it just didn't work. Didn't work for me. Sorry.
Mm.
But no one will see it now because they canceled the game. But I laugh, and I'm not serious with that laugh because this is really really messed up because this game was supposed to come out, and They even went as far as earlier this year talking about how Prince of Persia is coming in 2026. So the developing team had no idea this is going to be a thing that happened. That sucks. Yeah, so in addition, Ubisoft said it delayed 7 games to ensure they meet quality expectations. It did not say which games had slipped, but confirmed that the 7 titles, including one title that was planned to release before April 2026, which is now will be before before 2027. And just so we know, because I don't think they mentioned it, they may have mentioned it like further down, but that was supposed to be Assassin's Creed Black Flag 4 Resynced or whatever that was called. So that got delayed. Yeah. 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 So yeah, Ubisoft is just not in a great place right now, but we already knew that. Oh, also the 2 studios that got shut down was Halifax and Stockholm Studios.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't even. Ubisoft
that does suck because Ubisoft employs a lot of people. So that does
exactly. Yeah, yeah, it is huge, and they have so many studios. So it's just like it's a thing of like, oh, this studio shut down. You're like, oh, what did they make? And you realize, oh, they actually made a game that you like playing. It's like, dang, that does suck. But yeah, this is a mess. This is Ubisoft trying to correct themselves in all the wrong ways when they really should just be getting rid of the Guillemot family and starting from the top. But of course, you're not going to do that because the Guillemot family is the one that's making these decisions along with the other people in the little council of elders. So that's that. We can just jump to the quick hits with number 7. Veteran Nintendo producer Kensuke Tanabe.
Yeah.
There we go. Known for Metroid and Paper Mario, reportedly confirmed retirement. This comes to us from VGC. Yeah, that sucks, especially with Metroid. I believe he worked on Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
And okay, yeah. That based off of what I've heard from that game needs another Metroid, another shot. That studio needs another shot because they had rescued that game from the previous developers and they just made the best they could with that game, and that's why it released in the state that it did. So they just need one more try to get that like really where they want it to be. But yeah, shout out.
Well,
hopefully
homie put in 40 years, so goddamn.
Yeah, seriously. Number 8, Nintendo Switch 2 sold 4.4 million units in the US in 2025, remains the fastest selling console in US history. That's also coming from BGC. Awesome. I mean, that is what happens when you have enough stock to supply to the people. And it's just like they'll just buy it and buy it and buy it, and making sure that, all that stuff, that demand is met. So there you go. What are you looking at? What happened?
I was curious, like damn, PlayStation 4 didn't.
No, see, this is the fastest selling.
Yeah. I was curious how fast PS5 and PS4 sold like within the same time frame. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's just that they didn't have the stock. Like that's literally the only difference between Nintendo Switch 2 getting this record versus like a PS4 or PS5.
It also did launch in June, so they gave it extra time.
Yeah. And then number 9, Nintendo Direct announced this week, focused on Tomodachi Life, living the dream. This comes from IGN. So, yeah, get ready for that. Is there actual date? Thursday, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. UK time. So I'll check that out.
Not into Tomodachi Life.
Yeah, I've never played it before, but if it's like anything like Animal Crossing, I might give it a try and see. Because I'm looking for a game that I can get like London in that's not like
Mm.
that much of a time sink. Just like have her like do stuff in the game. So we'll see. We will see, and we all will see come Thursday. Depending on where you are, the time will change. All right, that's it for the gaming news. Let's quickly jump into what we've been playing. I talked about what I've been playing because it's just been HighGuard, because everything else has been Baldur's Gate 3 or Gundam Mobile. Nope. Mobile
Let
Suit
it go.
Gundam Battle Operations 2. So Sean, what you been playing?
More Arc Raiders with Cam.
Snaps.
I have easy mode lobbies. People are just, 1970s hippies just sharing and caring. I exfilled with like 5 or 6 people earlier today. Or was it last night? Just randoms. We just all pile up in the elevator. I witnessed one guy. I was just watch people and just listen to proximity chat. I was in one of the maps, Stellamontis, and the dude was like, you need a blueprint? I was like, yeah, here you go. He's like, oh man, thank you, dude. Hey, you wouldn't happen to have a such and such, do you? Yeah, dude. I was like, oh my god, I would kiss you right now if I could. Like, I was just watching this all unfold. I was playing with Cam, and we came across like 2 or 3 people. It's like, hey man, do you need anything? Cam was like, I just, if I didn't see this with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it. Like, he was just so these aren't my lobbies at all.
Cam's like, I had to pull my finger off the trigger. I'm confused.
I walk around with my gun put away, DJ. Like, I don't. We don't shoot each other in my lobbies. We just try to give each other seizures by flashing a flashlight. Like, I don't know.
You have the Ned Flanders lobbies. I
don't know, man, but it's fun.
That's awesome, though. That's awesome. Yeah, like one day I'll get
I got my homeboy at work trying to get me to join his lobbies. He's like, yeah, you gotta get you into some real PV. No, absolutely not. I'm good.
You're right. No thanks.
Keep me out of the ghetto.
I'm on my non-violent kick right now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Additionally, I also got this little handheld Android retro gameplay or whatever. Oh, that's cool.
What games can you play on it?
Everything.
Oh.
This is the Aya Neo Pocket Air Mini. I think I'm saying that.
Okay.
Yeah, Pocket Air Mini. AYANEO. Ioneo. However you pronounce that. They got a bunch of different. They just have this market where they have a bunch of different handhelds games that you can play whatever. So some of them can play up to like Dreamcast and GameCube games.
I see.
All that good stuff. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep. Nothing crazy.
Cool.
I'll probably try HighGuard at some point.
Yeah. I'm gonna do some more, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll also say it could just be like I haven't found my character, so that's also a possibility. I'm not throwing this game out with the bathwater. Not yet, anyways. All right, we did it. This has been another episode of Press X Start Gamers Digest. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoy making it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you are listening and the streams are working, please leave us a review on whatever podcast service you're tuned in on. Please tell a friend, a loved one, a hated one, or just someone. I like that. I got to write that down. And let them know that we have a cool podcast that we talk about games, sometimes shoveling, sometimes other stuff. And we're here for them, just like we're here for you. And you be here for us next time on this episode of Press X Start Gamers Digest. I got to record that whole thing. All right, guys. See you.
Peace.
Force the button. Gee. Like, what am I even doing?
Press the button. Ball nigga. Ball nigga. Ball nigga. Okay. Doop.